All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, one and all. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you'd please type the number 1 in that comment section, in that chat box, to let me know that you can, I would greatly appreciate it. Good morning, Jim. How you doing, Amy? Afternoon, John. All right, all right, all right. I do appreciate everybody. Fantastic. As we get started here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. We've got a lot of great content stuff coming up over the next couple of days and weeks. So you got Patterns in a Flash coming up on the 15th, which is for everybody that's in Tony's Patterns in a Flash program. One trade away challenge. Anybody that is currently or has been in a one trade away challenge, this is a Q&A open to everybody. Bring your questions. That's what this is about. This is to help jumpstart you from where you are to where you're trying to get to, right? It's a free training, not planned, just something that I decided based on some questions from students that I wanted to throw in there as an additional bonus, right? You got Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook and Market Mornings all on the regular schedule this week. Come next week, Monday is a holiday, so there will not be a Power Hour on Monday. I may have a conflict on Tuesday. If I don't, we're going to move to Tuesday. If we do, we do, and we'll just pick it up again the following week, right? Mastermind group, of course, coming up on tomorrow night as well. And then Power Option Plays, Covered Call, E-Mini are all on the regular schedule for this week, right? And here, this is the master slide, right, guys? When you look at it, all of the training, Monday, Power Hour, Monday through Friday is Market Mornings on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and then on Friday, Training Coaches Playbook. Everything meant to start, continue, and complete your week right then and there between those 3 trainings, right? And if you're following along with us, great. If not, here's the follow us page. Make sure that you are following on all the various social platforms. Sean and I just sat down before we got started here today. As you can tell, I'm back in the office. It's been a couple of weeks, but we sat down this morning and laid out some more social things that we're going to do, some additional video training we're going to do, and so forth. So make sure you start watching those and check that out. All right. So, I don't want to show that yet to you. So what trades did you do today? Go ahead and drop those trades in. Whatever it is, funded, non-funded, it doesn't matter. Made money, break even, cost you, whatever it is, drop the trades in. This is all about building that community, just like we do in Market Mornings every single day. I'd love to see what you guys did today, and I'll share a little bit with you as well in just a moment here, right? But first, let's see what we've got here. So Jim typed in SPY options, closed trades, calls, up 5%, right? Minus 9%, plus 11%. So you got 11 and 9, so there's plus 2 still there. So 7% on the SPY calls, on puts, up 299%. Up 394%, up 2%, right? 17% and 10%. Hold on. We're going to just ballpark this, Jim. 300, 700. We'll get rid of the 2. We'll call it 725. 725%. Hold on. Let's go get that hammer, baby. Right? Excellent. Great job. 700%. I'm looking at the calls, the call option going, all right, it's okay. Nothing great, but hey, profit's profit. And I see the puts. It's like, yes, crushing it. SPY option open trades puts up with an open trade still up 360%. Nice job. Really nice job. Sean said he missed his first entry on SPYs today, but still was able to pick up 5% on his puts. And yet, had he taken the signal that he first saw, what would it have come out to be, Sean? About 45%? Yep. About 45% instead of the 5%. Now, he's not complaining about the 5. He was very clear about that with me. We were talking about it before we got started. It's like, I'm not complaining about 5%. I see that I missed it. Now I know what to be looking for, right? And we all go through that stuff. Let's see. Lisa said GC. All right. Hopefully you did well on that. John said naked puts on Bitto, strike 1250, sold for at the negative 272 fib line, up so far. Excellent. All right, Trip. I like that. You're welcome, Jim. Yep. Sean's congratulations. Is that Sean? Is that you that congratulated Jim? Amy. Okay. So, but congratulations come through for you there. Let's see. Robert S. $1.29 in Amazon covered call, cashed out and sold more for $1.65. Looking to buy it back today, as well as a bear call spread on MSTR for 55 cents. Still working. Very nice. Very nice. I'm just pulling my track sheet from this morning. MSTR was on our market morning sheet. Hopefully you're in that training with us every single day. Right? Let's see. Amy said, John, congrats on the great trade on Bitto. Absolutely. And then PK said, clapping for all. There you go. I love when I see that, folks, when you're just, applauding others on. And that's, again, why we do what we do here, right? That's exactly what it is. Now, many of you know Amelia is our head trader here at Wealth Builders, and she puts out a text alert every single day, a couple of them, but a text alert every day on what she's looking at in the market, right? And here is, and I didn't get a chance to look over the trade that she sent in, but here's on Baidu from today. She did a bear call spread. So look down here, right? June 13th, right? She did a vertical spread. She did the 142, 143 calls and took, what? She got a 94-cent credit on a $1 strike price. 94 cents of credit. The worst thing that could happen to her is it cost her 6 cents in this trade, right? Holy mackerel. And, this came out this morning on Trade Watch Alerts. Baidu, ADMA 144.21 with a bear call credit spread. It's right here. It's right here. I know you probably can't see it, but it's there. Right? This was one of her 3 main trades for the day. She bought that trade back. She got in at 942. She bought it back 3 minutes later for 18 cents. So 94, take that away, is 84, 74, 76 cents. She had a 6 cent risk with a 74-cent profit. So if you do cash in, 74 cents divided by cash out, we got a calculator on this thing somewhere? I think we do. Freaking awesome trade, Robert. You are no kidding, right? Cash in is 0.74. Divided by cash out is 0.06. No, what did I do wrong? 0.74. Why am I not seeing it? And my number lock key is off. There we go. 0.74 divided by 0.06. It's 120% rate of return. 120%. She crushed it on this morning. Absolutely killed it, guys. What's that? 1,200%. Yeah, 1,200%, not 100. 1,200%. 1,200% rate of return. What a great job. What a great job. Jim said, in one day, in 3 minutes, 1,266%. I appreciate you doing the math for me, Jim, because I was doing something off. 1,266%. Jim said, wow, way to go. How about smashing that hammer, baby? But Amelia gets a hammer smash almost every day with her trades, almost daily. Guys, if you're not checking out what she's doing in Trade Watch Alerts, you're probably missing the boat a little bit there, right? Just as a FYI, right? We're going to go and look at the market and maybe some other trades in just a moment. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about trading through the fire and ice. I know there's market phraseologies towards this and everything else, right? But to me, the fire and ice represent something much different than what comes out across in the market. And to me, the fire and the ice is what we're dealing with right now. Today's the fire. I mean, it's freaking hot. Thursday, Friday, today, it is hot as hell in the market. People are getting decimated out there. I get calls, emails, texts all the time, read stories on it where people are just, they're trying to trade this market and they're unsure what to do. And now that they're down 30% on their NASDAQ stocks, I got a family member that wants to sell after the 30% drop. Really? Or what if it goes down further? I understand, but you understand what it takes to make that up somewhere else? If you had $100, that was your portfolio, your stock was $100. Actually, you bought one share of a $100 stock, exactly $100. And it dropped down to $70. You lost 30%. But what does it take to get $70 back up to 100? It's not 30%, because that would bring it up $210 or $2.10, right? Whatever, it would bring it up. If you went up 30% on $70, 3 times 7, 21. Okay. You're nowhere near what you need. It's always harder to make it up after it's been lost. And if you're selling out of your position, I'm not telling you shouldn't sell. You have to make that decision. Your risk profile will tell you that. The bigger question might come in as, should you have been in the trade anyway? Right? That's the bigger picture to it. Here's the great part. Okay. I say the great part. It's great if you knew about it. How about that? One of the strategies that I teach inside of Mastermind Group, inside of Inner Circle, is how to protect your portfolio and not to be in this scenario, right? So granted, when the market came down 30% on the NASDAQ, and you're down from $100 to $70, right? Or 30%. 30%, that's a big hit. Not as big as we've seen. 50 were the last two major bear markets that we had, were over 50% each. The expectation was this one to be 63 to 65 percent to the downside. I don't know if we'll quite get there, but let's say we just get to 50%, right? At 50%, most people are devastated. I heard Joe Kernan again this morning go, when are we going to start calling the 401ks? See, I did it a lot different. I said, your 401k probably looks like a 101k now. Joe said, your 401k, when are we going to start calling them 202.5ks? I'm like, 202.5? What? Oh, he's physically dividing the number in half, right? It doesn't have to be an exact number, right? If I said your 401k is now a 101k, I think you got it, right? It's had a major haircut in there. One of the strategies, and I'll give you the bare bones of it, but one of the strategies is mutual funds are mistakes. Mutual starts with M, finishes with mistake, in my opinion, okay? For me, you put your money in things like the spiders, as an example, right? You buy the spiders, and then what you do is you sell a long-term covered call on the spiders. Okay. You're taking in premium. And then you take that premium and you buy a long-term protective put. And there are rules. It's an entire strategy that I built out on this. There are rules to this. You go way out in time and you do that. Okay. Well, now that you've done that, if the market does crash 50%, you're probably looking at more of a 10, maybe a 12% hit on your portfolio versus the mutual funds and stocks that you absolutely got decimated on, right? There are better ways to do things than what the average person knows, what the broker tells you to do. Remember, the broker has one goal in mind: to get your money and to keep it there. That's it. Buy in, hold. So we have your money to use elsewhere, just like the bank does. They pay you a whopping 1/4% a year, and they lend it out to people for 23% that have really bad credit. And they're lending your money out to that person. Right? We call them Shylocks in some industries, right? So trading through the fire and the ice, guys, you've got to deal with all of this heat that's going on right now. And then the cold, right? There's going to get points where it's frigid, it's cold. Same thing. You're talking about the extremes. It's not the norm. We are in an extreme right now. And you really have to sit back. You know, this morning in Market Mornings, both Alan and Tripp both made a comment when I said, what candidates do you want me to look at today? What are you looking to trade today? And both of them made a comment that Alan started off that he was going to be in position number 1 in the chair today, which means he's back here. Oh, this chair doesn't go back, right? He's back here, right? He's leaned back away from the computer, can't touch the keyboard, just relaxing and watching what's going on right now instead of I'm trading this right now, right? And that's because the setup wasn't there. The market wasn't there. His risk profile wasn't there. Tripp has 3 candidates, the Tripp trio that he looks at every day. They were all in the middle of the fibs, so they weren't ones that he was going to trade. He knows those 3 stocks intimately and knows exactly how to trade them, right? Trading through the fire and ice basically is to tell you that you need to make sure that your emotions are in check as you're going through these rough periods. And the problem is, it don't look like we're getting out of this anytime soon. The expectation is come mid-August, $1.40. I'm sorry, $1.40. $147 a barrel, about $147 a barrel, which will kick gas prices up to $6.5 a gallon. Okay. You know, I'm seeing all kinds of funny reels lately on what people are going to do to pay for this gas prices, right? It's crazy how expensive they've become. All right. So you've got to set yourself up in such a way that you could still trade and do it effectively. Number one thing you could do for yourself right now to minimize your risk in the market is to reduce your time frame. Reduce your time frame. Get back down to a very short period of time right now. For me, it's a day trade. You know, I don't know if you could, what you can and cannot see on the power option play sheet. I don't know how close I can get there. Sean, is that visible? Can you see that? Yes, no? No? Okay. So it doesn't matter. So the very first candidate on my list is Adobe, right? I put E for earnings, right? This is on yesterday's power option. Power option plays on our daily action plan. Starting with Amazon and all the way down, I wrote DT for day trade and I drew an arrow straight down because I'm not going to swing trade any of them. I'm not. The last two swing trades I've taken were both on Amazon. I got my head handed to me to the tune of losing about $35,000 on them, where had I left them as day trades, we would have made $65,000 on them. Okay. So it's a matter of shortening your risk in the trade. Okay. Credit spread. That's what Amelia did today. Credit spread. She did it in 3 minutes. 3 minutes to make an amazing rate of return. All right. And go and annualize that puppy out now for the day if you can make that percentage in 3 minutes of the day. All right. But shortening your risk, considering the trade types that you're doing, right? And then having a very close focus on if the technical is not there, don't do the trade. Don't force it. And you must understand that there are going to be periods. Today, we've got this really bear market, right? This really bearish pull to the downside. Tomorrow, the day after that, you're going to get a 200-point move to the upside on the Dow, right? And you're either going to be tempted to go long because that might be the early signal to enter. And you might be right. It's a matter of, does that fit your risk profile? And can you afford to lose that cash if you're wrong in the trade? As long as the answer to those questions were yes, it does fit my risk profile. Yes, I can afford to lose that cash. Then go ahead and take the trade. If the answer is no to either one of them, then don't do that trade. Don't do it. Make sure you have a clear and concise entry before taking anything. So let me see what I've got here. Let's see. Jim said, nope, one day. Yep, no, you're good. You're good, Jim. Okay, got it. Let's see. Trip. I listened to a guy this morning saying buy and hold no longer works. No duh, dude. Yep, you got it. Barry said, Jim Richards says that every time the Fed raises interest rates 3 times in a row, a bad crash occurs the next 6 to 12 months. He cites 1929, 2000, 2006. This Wednesday week will be the 3rd time this year. Your thoughts? Is this why? I don't know that statistics. I mean, Jim Richards has been around for a long time, right? I don't know that statistic, Barry, but I will tell you is this. What scares me more right now than the 3 times is if you go back and look historically at just go look at 2000 and 2008, right? We went from just unheard of lows in our interest rate, and the Fed very quickly went from a 0.5 point, 1 point, whatever it was. They very quickly went to 5 and 6 point interest rate, right? Over the course of the next year or so. And that's where the market crashed right behind those. And now we've gotten behind the 8 ball and the same thing is happening, and it's not working what the Fed is doing. So if you remember a few weeks ago, one of the guys on CNBC asked the Fed chair, so Powell, with what we just saw today, any chance of a 3/4 point hike? And he said, no way, no 3/4 hike at all. A 0.5 point is already calculated. It's baked in. The next 2 hikes, the one this week and the next one after that, are coming in at a 0.5 point. And there's fear that the next one, that second one, not the one this week, the one after, will be 3/4. And it went from very little chance to, I forget. So I heard someone say today it was like 35 or 37% chance we're going to need a 3/4 point rate hike. So Barry, my fear is not per se, because I don't have the stats, not per se what's happened historically of 3 rate hikes, but more of the amount of hike coming too fast. The Fed got behind the 8 ball because we waited too long. Well, we need just 47 quarters to tell us we're in a bear market now. This is garbage to me. Look at the darn picture. I understand you want to check the CPI and the PPI, and you want to check unemployment, and you want to check this and you want to check that. And Why don't you check government spending? Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Go figure, right? Go figure how all of this plays in. So I don't know if it's per se the 3 times. I know that what the Fed is doing, the last 2 major downturns we've had, bear markets, have been caused around this rate hikes, which to me becomes a serious, serious issue for the rate hikes we're dealing with. Really bad. Not ones that I am interested in at all. Do we need rate hikes? Yes. Did we wait too long? Without a doubt. So how do you fix it? Ooh, raise it a lot. Okay. Yes, you're getting what you want, a higher interest rate, but you're not getting what you want. The market's not doing what you want it to do. So Barry, I hope that helped, but I appreciate you giving that detail about Richards. Sean said, puts, pivots, and profit on SPY is my PPP plan. Kevin, I heard a lady say yesterday she was thinking of getting rid of her cell phone bill to pay for gas. Yeah, it's, what people are going through right now is insane. It's just, I love some of the cutesy little Instagram things that people do, right? It's just, and it's funny, it's made light of and whatnot, but how are people going to afford this? Yes. So what did we do? We raised up earnings, right? We raised minimum wage. We have a great increase in what people are making right now from where they were. And Americans are better than they've been ever before in the history of the country. No, they're not. Not when you go and calculate 7, 8, 9, 10% inflation. And that number ain't right. You can't tell me gas has doubled. I paid $1.79 before Biden took over. $1.79 is what I paid at Costco before he took over. Now, I'm not blaming him for all of it, right? Absolutely not. Did Russia have something to do with it? Yes. Did COVID have something to do with it? Maybe, right? Maybe. But that's another government scam too, right? That there in and of itself, all right? On some of the things that we did and didn't do, okay? Or should have done. And we're not going to get into the topic of it. But right now, the costs are going to crush us. And we're trying to react way too late, in my opinion, to the situation. And what people are going to have to do just to be able to afford the gas is insane. Hey, Amos, good to see you, sir. We've got a lot of problems, more that we've got 5.25 gas in our and 609 diesel. Do the math on that for a trucker wanting to fuel up with 300 gallons of diesel. Oh, without a doubt, Amos, you are so spot on. Look at what's happening with costs, right? Shipping. I mean, I know everything's gone up, but shipping has gone up astronomically. Astronomically, the cost of shipping right now. Over the road freight, right? And they're taking slow boat to China stuff. I got something coming out of Utah. It's like it's coming over the road and it's a 17-day delivery. It's shipped. It's a 17-day delivery with a 5-day window. They're saying it should be here this day, but it could be as much as 5 days later, which puts it then at 22 days, I guess, right? 7 and 5, 22 days, right? Now, granted, it's a 500-pound package. It's on a skid. It's being shipped over the road, right? But these truckers are getting killed. And the independents, it's even worse. The big freight lines, they can raise their prices and get away with it. But some of these independents, I really feel for. And we're not, listen, unemployment is super low. You watch. People are going to be thankful that they have a job. It's not going to be this, if you don't let me work from home, I'm not working for you anymore. It's going to be, thank you, boss. I will be in the office every day. Early, you would like me? Yes, absolutely. Whatever you say. Right? We're not in a good way right now. The government is sugarcoating all of this, right? In my opinion, just trying to make it through the midterms, right? After the midterms, if it hasn't already collapsed, it's a collapse. It's an absolute collapse, right? Have you ever known a government to manipulate data? I'm just saying. I'm not blaming. I'm just asking a question. I'm thinking out loud here. Right. Tripp said the inflation to recession roller coaster. You are spot on, Tripp. Good, Barry. Glad it was helpful. Hey, Rick. Good to see you here. And let's not forget the upcoming point where Social Security runs out of money. Yeah. Erica said $6.39 a gallon in DC for regular gas. Yeah, Long Island average is about $5.05 right now for us for regular. we still have pockets that I pass regularly. I didn't look today. And I didn't look today. You ready for why? Because I was on the phone with my daughter. And this is the first one-on-one conversation I had with her since she got engaged yesterday. All right. So I wasn't paying no attention to the dang prices of gas. We got to talk for about 30 minutes today while I drove here. I sat in the parking lot for a little bit, chatted with her by the time I got here. And it was anyway. So a little side note there, but I am stoked for her. Right. Let's see. Anybody in Canada? What's the price of gas up in Canada right now? That's where she is. She's in Canada. She's in, I forgot the name of it now. Forgot the town she's in. Yeah, PK already said, congrats on getting ready to become a father-in-law. I know, right? Whew. Roman said, looks like they're pushing everyone into electric cars. Yes, I saw that the EU now said something that in 10 years or 15 years, no more gas. It has to be electric. Now, I don't know if they passed the law or were passing it, but I did read something about it and I think it was 10 or 15. It might've been more, but they've got a date, a drop dead date, and we are not there with EV cars. And here's the thing. We're pushing the price of EV cars up massively right now. The thought of, hey, we're going to save money with it. Oh, you ain't saving nothing with an EV car anymore. Right? Once you get down to the batteries and costs and everything else, and you get rid of competition by saying no more gas, guess what? They're going to raise the price. They're absolutely going to raise the price. So you're spot on there, Roman. Thanks, Erica. I appreciate it. Okay, Roman. Karen said Arizona 479 regular. That is awesome. Came back from 650 from California 659 for regular. Yep, I'm hearing some people say that it's in high sixes over there in California. We've got a lot of students over there. Diane said, hope they come up with a plan for the battery disposal because that's the next problem. Yeah, we're not there yet. You're gonna, here's the thing. You're going to pay handsomely to dispose of the batteries. You're going to have to pay a fee. Just like when you get your tires changed on your car, they have a $5 per fee. At least our fee here is $5 per tire fee. You're going to pay to get rid of your tires, your batteries. Let's see. Rick said EU is even more authoritarian than California and U.S. government. Thank you, Diane. It's very exciting. Let's see, Jim, Arlington, Texas, Costco 452. To get excited about 452, right? Yeah, gas in Canada where I am, the last time I looked, $2.19 a liter, about $8.76 a gallon. So my Banff, BAMFF or PF or something, Banff is where my daughter is in Canada right now. And she messages me, she goes, why is our gas so expensive? It's only $1.50 a gallon here. Message it back. I said, baby, it's a liter, not a gallon. So it's $6 wherever you're looking. Amos, LOL, you're right. They'll come back in a much more thankful way, employees, than that is. I'm sorry that I don't wish anyone anything bad, but look out. The industry is already starting layoffs. There are leading indicators that a recession problem. Yep, it is. Yeah, you're right, Diane. It's not. Thanks, Trip. I appreciate it. Amos, massive layoffs and hours cut down already happening. Amos, how is it in your industry where you are in construction? How are you guys? Are you seeing pullback in the construction industry by you? I got a contractor that lives by us and that I know, and they do well as a contractor, and they've seen their orders slow down this year, pretty hefty from where they were. Right? He's a GC, so he's not doing home building, but does, but not to that level. Right? Rick said Lithuanian used batteries mining to strip mining. Once rainwater hits it, it becomes toxic. So they cover it back up with dirt. Then it permeates into the soil and the groundwater. Oh my God. Yeah. Amen. 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 All right. So make sure from a strategy standpoint, you understand what you're doing and consider some of these things. Shorten your time frame. Watch out for volatilities. And we have not yet had capitulation kick in. We haven't. Look for that high 30s, mid to high 30s into the 40s, low 40s on the VIX. We haven't had it kick in. We may not get it to kick in this time. We don't know. It hasn't done it yet. And I'm surprised we haven't seen that higher VIX in there. One of the explanations might be that there's a lot of cash sitting on the sidelines and people are just throwing money in the market saying, ooh, this is a dip. And don't get me wrong, I am buying certain things on dip right now. I don't own a lot of stock, did not own a lot of stock. I own a lot more now than I ever have. All right. I'm buying on dips. Right. Amazon at $100 a share. Come on now. Come on now. Will it take some time? It might. Am I worried about it? Heck no. It's called covered calls. Why am I worried about it? Generate some cash flow while you're waiting for it to come back. Absolutely. That's what Robert was saying that he did before. He talked about it this morning as well on Market Mornings. Amos said, good right now, construction, but not looking so hot in the coming months. Okay. Diane said, luxury home building in Michigan is still going strong. That's good. That's good. Kevin said, I have a friend that drives Lyft, and he drove a guy last week from Minneapolis airport to Park Rapids, Minnesota. 3.5-hour drive. It cost the guy $250 for the fare. And my friend said he needed $100 for a tip. And he paid it. Right. Listen, things are going to get tight, right? Hopefully you've done some things like having some cash in reserve. You've got 6 months worth of bills in reserve, the Dave Ramsey model, right? Which I've taught at our church. I had taught at our church for years and years and years, right? That model of putting those monies away. Okay. And you're taking advantage of the market at hand. Don't look at the market from here. Look at the market from back here, right? Analyze what's going on and develop a plan. This afternoon, today, I'm going to ask you before we're done to tell me the symbols you want to take a look at, right? Not yet. Don't drop them in because I'm going to ignore all of them if you do. Right? We're going to get there late in a little while. If you just tell me Amazon, that's great. I'll look at Amazon and I'll tell you what I see. If you tell me what you're looking to do with Amazon, I'm looking to buy a call, even if it's as short as that. Give me your trading plan. What I am seeing is those that are in the Market Mornings that are actually building the trading plans out, like Robert, Tripp. I'm seeing more and more from them every day of, I did this yesterday. I did this yesterday. I'm up this percentage. I'm up this percentage, right? Knocking it out of the park. Get out of your shell and put it out in the universe, right? This is the plan I'm looking at today. What do you think? Right? You'll definitely be in a better place when you learn to formulate your plans properly. I don't know if it lets me go there, Rick. And I don't think I can copy and paste. So, but it's on our Facebook. So, yeah, the secret. You're not kidding, Kevin. Absolutely. So go over to our Facebook page. Rick said he put a great article in there about financial freedom. Rick posts a lot of stuff for us on Facebook, right? Yeah, the book, The Secret, right? I'm a big believer in that. The manifestation, the talking it out loud, telling everybody what you're going to do, right? I told every one of my friends, everybody, when I took my first training in the stock market back in 1997, that I was going to be a full-time trader. They laughed at me. They made fun of me. Some stopped talking to me. I called the only person that I knew would support me was my dad. I knew he'd support me. Man, he's my dad. And I can't repeat the exact words that he said to me over the phone in mixed company, but it had something to do with crawling through the phone and ripping off my head and blah, 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 blah. It's like, are you nuts? How stupid. You're going to lose all your money. And went on and on and on and on. And I've been told my whole life I won't be successful at things. And that's, for me, that's my driver. Because I like to just take that knife and just dig it right back in, right? Tell me I can't do something, and it just makes me desire to do it even more, right? Now, can I be a brain surgeon? Yeah, I'll pretty much concede that's not going to happen, right? I don't have that kind of smarts, but I don't need that kind of smarts, right? Can you make as much as a brain surgeon without doing brain surgery? Yes, you can. Are there people, do you think there are people in the market that make more than brain surgeons? Without a doubt, there are multi-billionaires trading the market every single day, every day, right? I mean, look, you got Kevin O'Leary's on CNBC 2-3 times a week, right? Oh, but he owns all these businesses. Yeah, but he's a trader. He's an investor. Investing in businesses, investing in the market, it doesn't matter. He knows how to put money to work. Right? Same thing. There you go. There you go. Good. Good. All right. So let's go. I want to take a look at the S&P 500 right now and see what the heck is going on. So let's see. I could not get my trade station to start today. So this is Sean's SPX.X. Okay. So right now we're down 93 points on the S&P 500, right? We've got back down into bear territory. We're back down into 30% on the NASDAQ, getting our heads handed to us. Still not a lot of people throwing their hands up in the air saying, oh my God, the world's coming to an end. I need that, by the way. We all need that. As traders, we need that. We need that, right? We haven't seen it yet. We're going to. You're going to see it. The problem is it's not there yet. And we need that for the market to really, truly bottom out. We need the Fed to do what the Fed has to do, which is raise rates. I'm all for it. They're going to have to do it. We don't have a choice, right? Listen, coming from nothing, growing up poor. Yes, poor, right? When someone said, did you have a silver spoon in your mouth? Mine was plastic and it was broken. All right. There was no silver spoon for us. Okay. My mom had to feed a family of 3 boys on $1 a day for dinner, which is why we ate pasta 5 nights a week. Not because we liked it, because you could buy the pasta for 29 cents and the sauce for 39 cents and a little bit of cheese. And there's your $1 for the day. Right. And we got 1 pound made, make it last between the 4 of us, my mom and my brothers. I'm the oldest. I'm a big guy. I was the littlest. All right. As far as eaters go, my middle brother, Craig, devoured food compared to me. You could catch that kid out any day in the summer after we barbecued, playing out in the street, and he's got chicken legs inside of his pocket in plastic bags that he's going to eat in a little while. Just kid ate like a fiend, right? We did not grow up wealthy. Just didn't happen. So I hate any waste of money at all. Can't stand it. Right? If I find gas for $4.95 versus $4.99, is it going to kill me the other 4 cents? No, but I'll drive to the next block and pay the $4.95. That's just me. It's a principle of it, is what it is. It's the principle of it, right? That's the important thing to me, is the principle, right? But for someone else, could that 4 cents make a difference? Yeah, when everything else is hitting you, you're making minimum wage, you're living on your own, you're trying to pay bills, you're trying to pay back student debt, you're trying to find a better job. You know, you're trying to deal with these high energy costs. Hey, it's been very warm right now. Do I put the air conditioner on? Heck no. That means the electric on Long Island, which is one of the highest in the nation, goes up, right? People just can't afford it, right? And to make it worse, 6 months from now, I think you're going to see a much higher unemployment rate than we have today. Much higher, not a little bit, much higher, right? I think you're going to see a lot of companies laying off. You're hearing the freezes already, right? You're hearing the Teslas of the world saying, no. Hiring freeze, right? We may need to lay 10% of our workforce off, right? You're hearing that already. It's going to happen, right? So here's the thing. Maybe here's a wake-up call, right? I'll say it here and now. Hopefully it resonates for many people. You probably have 6 months left that you could be okay with what you're doing now before fear really has to kick in. It could be off, could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, right? But you need to learn this now, because in 6 months, you may not have the wherewithal to be able to do it. You may be chasing after a new job day in and day out, trying to figure this stuff out, right? You may not have the time to just invest in it. This is the time to do it now. What does that mean? To do whatever it takes to become successful at this. Let me ask a question. 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many of you are in a place or in life that you are willing to do whatever it takes to get you to success with trading the market? Give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. And you may not be, and that's okay. You don't have to be. Hundreds of ones coming across the screen. Hundreds of ones. Okay. And they're still coming. I can't even read them all. Right? I see the ones that throw bigger numbers in, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That sticks out, right? Because it's not just a 1, and that's fine. I'm not reading any of them. It's just 1. is what I'm looking for. Hey, Amy, do me a favor, please. Can you go ahead and grab the link for tradinglikeaboss.com? Drop that link in there. Guys, I don't have it open right now, but on tradinglikeaboss.com, on the bottom of the page, and everything on tradinglikeaboss.com is free resources for you, right? And that's kind of what we're going after this week is here's all this free resource that you got available to you that we offer. One of the things on the bottom of that page is a training that I've done called Key to Be Free. And if you really want to learn what it takes to be successful in the market, you need to watch that training. It's an hour and 20 minutes long, maybe. You really need to watch that training, right? It is outstanding. I have seen it make massive changes in people's lives. And the funny thing is, I'm talking about people like Roman and Amos and Rick and Tripp, all these big names here that you hear over and over and over again. The changes have already been started in their lives. Now it's your turn. Thank you for that, Amy. I appreciate it. Tripp said, problem with layoffs that boomers are retiring in mass companies and need to be careful to keep the Gen X employees, demographics. But yeah, you're right, Tripp. You're right. Right. So we see S&P 500 here. Let's go look at the S&P 500 here. Right. SPX.X. Nope. That's the wrong one. $, SPX. This is not Trade Station. There's no .x. Okay. Holy mackerel. Look at that. Gap. Continuation gap. Woo! Baby. We got right down near that 3,900 level. Holy mackerel. Yowzer. It's actually 3,800, not 39. Right? Let me bring this in a little bit. Let's see. How about here? There we go. All right, and let's do an F12. All right, so what do we got here? There we go. All right, so look what's happening right now, folks. All right, we got this huge move to the downside. Here's our 20% bear market right here. There, let's kind of see if we can't find a line to move this thing back. Okay, there we go. So that line is our 20% bear market. As you can see, we crushed through there today, crushed through it, right? Massive move. Qs, again, we're down over 30% right now on the Qs, right? And we're still running. I've got to do some more calculations on where we wind up. But there's the next major fib line is right there. That's a midpoint. A 38, 33.82 half. 33.82 half. Dow is the only major index still above the 20% bear market. Yes, barely, right? Yeah, Amos said we gapped across it. That's great. Yes, absolutely, Amos. I agree. Listen, you know, for those of you that are scratching your head going, why are these guys talking happy about things going down? Because you make more money faster in a bear market than you'll ever make in a bull market. So you want to take advantage of it, right? And if you could trade through a bear market, you could trade through any market. If you can get it down now, you can make money in any marketplace. This is the hardest market you'll ever trade in markets like this, especially with, you know, between everything economy-wise and a war going on. Not good. Not good. Right, let's bring that back in. Let's escape out of that. All right, we are nowhere near anything any longer. All right, let's go look at big picture. Right, we're still on the monthly chart. We're still, well, I mean, we're in a neutral bias, but we still have that overall bullish move going. And, you know, last 4 or 5 months have been down. We look at a weekly chart. I don't know where all of my moving averages went. Not seeing anything on here. I don't know why. Okay, I'm not going to bother to add them now. I'm not home, so I don't have it on my home system here. But overall, the bearishness is there, guys. Jim said SPX will be closed here today. This should be 3 or 2 gaps. Do you consider the 6869 a gap? Yeah, but not really, Jim. Not really, because every day we gap, right? We closed here and we gapped to here. We closed here and we gapped. So no, I don't consider it to be its own gap. This is gap 1. This is gap 2, but there's no rule on number either, right? We look at volume to see if volume is increasing, are traders supporting it, right? You look for big pictures, things such as are the 50 and the 200, which for me is the 50 and the 233, the 55 and 233. Are they crossing each other, right? That's some of the X. So that's not the same one. All right, it says the 55. Now, like I said, this is, for me, it's a different system than the one I have at home. X, 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 X. I don't know why we don't have another moving average in there. Let's go find moving average. Indicator, not study. So all we're looking for is just moving average, right? Not exponential. We're looking for moving average. All right. I'm not going to do it right now, guys. It's just, I'm having too many problems with this. I don't know why I'm not getting it right. But 55, 200, both simple. 55, 233, simple. We're looking for the crossovers. It's not, we're not there now, so it's not something that's critical. We've already had the cross take place, but we're nowhere near bringing back up through those levels again. All right. Right now, be decisive in looking at what the market does and trade the market at hand. That's all that I could tell you. Pivot points, tougher today, still works, but tougher today with big gaps. I like it when there's a smaller gap and pivots run. Big gaps can make things a little bit tougher, but still great opportunities on SPY and trading around some of those. All right, what candidates you guys want me to take a look at? Drop them in. Oh, look at that, Rick. You're right there. Jim said, I've heard a 3-gap move. I always assume one more gap is confirming today to tomorrow, but it's not guaranteed. It's not, and they could come at a later date, Jim. They don't have to come right behind each other. You could have multiple days of space between each one. You can get a gap down and you just go sideways for 3 or 4 days. You get another gap down, you go sideways for 2 or 3 days, right? And then you get another gap down, right? And then you get that gap down with very small volume and traders aren't supporting the move. Let's see. So Rick is asking for Amazon. All right, so here's Amazon right now. It is trading at 104.60. Nope, that's not us. That's yesterday, right? No, that's, oh, wait, it is Monday, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I'm thinking Tuesday. No, 613, we're good. So 104.5, we need to see a bigger picture. Okay, so we've got a blue zone between 102.41 and 100. So Rick, that bounce off of there, and right now we're in a bearish bias, true bear. So you break, if you're looking for that bearish move, you're looking for the break of the 100, retest and fail, or a pull back up to the 110. The really nice thing is this is, and we haven't come up with a name for it yet, but that bi-directional trade or switch hitter trade, or I forgot what you came up with the other day, Trip. We're at a key location. Right now, we could either bounce off the 0 line and look at a bullish entry because we have nothing blocking us to the next fib line, or we could break the 100, retest and fail because we've got nothing blocking us until the next line, right? So this could go in either direction as far as the trade goes, right? But I would need closes to set itself up, right? We're not going to get a trade out of it today. So that's Amazon, Rick. Let's see. You were asking for Meta. Meta is Facebook. I go to look the other day in my portfolio. I'm like, where's Facebook? It's not there because the symbol has been completely changed over to Meta. The name over to Meta. No more says Facebook. I don't know what my mother-in-law is going to say now. She calls it Facebook. Right? The kids are on that Facebook. So we're down a little bit today. It looks like we've been down at 171 half level a couple of days back. So Rick, same scenario, 171, you got to bounce up, works, or we're looking for a move to the downside. If it breaks the 117 half, retest and drops, 171 half, we're looking at 161 half as the next support level. All right, hope that helps. Trip said, let's look at the trio. All right, AMD, Micron, and IBM. All right, so, and let me read the rest of what he wrote in there. Turned into good trades this morning after the gap down and the retest of the fib line, looking for a recovery before more down moves. So if we broke, recovered, and failed on, this is AMD, then yes, that's exactly what you're looking for, Trip. You had the gap, the retest, and the drop. We're bouncing a little bit now, but nothing crazy in there, right? So that's AMD, Micron, MU. Micron was a nice one. And Trip, we drew that 65.97 line last week in market mornings, as I would look at that as a target because we seem to keep bouncing off of that level. And Friday we went right to it. It's like we said, right to it. And today was that huge gap and go down through there, right? So I'm going to get rid of the line we drew because I don't need it any longer now, right? Because we don't have concern there. Right? It was actually Thursday, not Friday. There we go. All right. So today's gap on Micron, Micron, how high did we get up towards our resistance line there? So our high today was 60.96. We're at 61.34. So 34 for 38 cents away. Okay, we're pretty close. Pretty close. Worked out okay. You got to watch earnings on it, right? But definitely worked out good. And then you got IBM. So let's go ahead and look first at a little bit bigger picture. You can see the entire fib, which needs to be redrawn. Let this move down. We came back up, closed up now through the 882. So Trip, I'm assuming you've already done it, but we're going to redraw on here. Without moving the whole thing around. There we go. So the 55, it respected it on today on the open on that nice move back up. And we're in a bearish, well, we're not. We're actually in a neutral territory right now. But it looks like the room down gets us to about 131.5 to the downside. So there's definitely some room on him, Trip. Now you wrote some other things in there. IBM gap down, but also moved back up, looking for a test of the 764, the 137.77. Yeah, so I changed them because we had broken through, right, and closed above that 882. And we're just going to use that level now instead. But I'm with you, Trip. I mean, you're looking at the 137.70 in there. Now I'd look at it at the 135.60 level. Interesting about gapping in multiple days. Thank you. Have not thought of this. Oh, you got it, Jim. Absolutely. Yeah, wiggle waggle. Karen said switch hit works for athletes. I get that. Yep. Absolutely. Let's go look at NVIDIA for Roman. All right. So NVIDIA. All right. Good gap down today, right down to the zero line and a bounce. I mean, nothing there, Roman, until we break, right? I really want to see. That break in there, the 155 half level retest drop, 55, 37.20. Yeah, we don't need to fib it. So I really want to see that break, the retest, and the fail, which puts us down to 137. The retest is going to be critical, right? Because look what's happened. We came to the zero here, 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 right? We're back again. Can't guess that it's going to work. Break. Now, if we get a bullish move tomorrow and we can bounce off that 155 bullish in the market on the S&P, the NASDAQ, then I'm looking at that potential move upward as well as a interim day trade. Hope that helps. Eric is asking for SPY. Okay, let's see. All right, so here we are on SPY. 18 points. We're good. No pivots needed. All right, so we're kind of in the middle of nowhere right now. We did finally break that zero line, which we had attempted multiple times in the past. Could not break through it. And finally, today was the day. 385.15 is the move. Definitely, I'd be looking at pivots. If you can get it to pull off of pivot points and trade off of the pivots is always a good opportunity for SPY. You'll find trades 3 or 4 days a week off SPY pivots. Jim's asking for the depot, Home Depot. So you're welcome, Erica. Home Depot retested the 8 moving average and fell to around 250 area from the lows in March of 2020. Okay. So let's get a little bigger picture. Oh boy, so the lows of March of 2020. So, all right, let me read that again. Retest the 8 moving average and fell to the around 250 area from the lows in March of 2020. All right, so let's look at it first from the standpoint of where it's at now. So retest the 8. All right, so we got down. So the 8 is way up here. So pull back up. By the time, if we start climbing up a little bit, Jim, over the next couple of days, without huge moves, over the next couple of days, the 8's still going to work its way down just based on momentum, right? Because of today's move and Friday's move, just based on momentum. It's going to work its way down. So you'll have more of a confluence at that next fib line to take that trade off of. I am spot on right there with you, Jim. I look for anything like that for potential trade entries. And the nice thing is we've been here multiple times. I would tighten it up a little bit higher and then going all the way to 297, 279.04. I'd probably be at 281, 282 would be my stop on the, a target rather on the downside if we can make it to, because we're not making it to that next fib line yet. So I don't want to be the first saying, "Ooh, on my trade, it's going to make it there," right? I'd rather make it there on, get a little bit higher up and get out of the trade a little bit early. Even if it means I left a little on the table, remember, hamburger. Think meat in the middle, not the buns. The buns are no good for you anyway. Just eat the meat that's in the middle, right? That's all we're trying to get is something out of this trade, not everything. All right. Well, with that, I think we're good. So folks, go over to the tradinglikeaboss.com. There's tons of resources on there. You'll find the Trading Coaches Playbook for Friday, market mornings, and so forth, right? But make sure that you check out Key to Be Free. If you've not taken that already, go and access that free training. And then ask me some questions next week. All right. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see you at our next update. All right. Bye for now.